I'm going to look at my personal challenges first, and then those will be similar to every other grower in the district. And the biggest challenge that we've had is basically a financial one. But that financial challenge has been caused by climatic conditions that have resulted in very poor yields and very low quality of our cane. On a personal side, Rosalie, my farm has 2025 season, we only returned 9 tons of RV per hectare, when our long-term RV tons per hectare has been in the region of 13.5 to 14 tons of RV. And when you consider we're harvesting 700 odd hectares, that's a great deal of money off the bottom line. So that financial constraint has worked its way throughout the whole enterprise, and it's like that with every other grower. The RV price has been declining in the 2025 season, and it's resulted in a fairly emotional roller coaster ride for the season. So from month to month, you're actually not sure what your finances are going to look like for the season, whether you need to be going to the bank for extra help or any of those things. So emotionally, it's been a very tough year, and I can say that for us personally, Rosalie, in all my years of being farming, and I've been farming for close on 40 years now, it's been our worst financial year ever. And with that comes all sorts of other challenges that I've never had to consider before. Like, do we take shortcuts on fertilizing? Do we cut it back on man days to a point where maybe we don't weed properly like we would like to? Do we plant less? So there's all sorts of questions that I've never had to ask myself before, and this has been very challenging for us. Following on from that, the 3 odd years of carryover cane from 2020, 21, 22, and actually also 2023, those years were very good years regarding growing conditions and tons of RV per hectare, and those were the years we should have been banking our resources, banking money in the bank for the bad years. But because some of the years we were 30% carryover, they were also very challenging financially, and we couldn't put aside any of the profits that we should have realized in those days. We couldn't put aside those profits for the bad years, which were 2024 and 2025. So because of those challenges then, and then 2024 being a bad year, it compounded the issues that we were facing in 2025. So the Grower Council and Ilova Planters Group have been negotiating long and hard with Ilova over the new cane supply agreement, which we hope to have in place from sort of maybe the end of March 2026 this year going forward, and that will provide a level of certainty for growers. So the Grower Council and Ilova Planters Group have been negotiating long and hard with Ilova over the new cane supply agreement, which we hope to have in place from sort of maybe the end of March 2026 this year going forward, and that will provide a level of certainty for growers. Sastry is helping us a lot with the Eldana, and we are slowly getting more and more used to dealing with the Eldana situation. On Rosalie, I remember Eldana issues in 1993, and in fact, back in that year, we had a count of 185 E per 100 stalks. So there was a massive problem at one point, and it died down, but with counts of 5 to 10 E per 100, your tons of RV per hectare are being reduced massively. I don't think any of us can sort of comprehend the amount of damage that Eldana is doing to our bottom line. Thrips and aphid are also becoming slowly becoming a massive problem. So I think that in the future we're going to be dealing with that more and more. So this season, with the very good growing conditions that we've experienced so far this season, it looks like ripening is a no-brainer. But having said that, my personal experience is that I'd like to start the season having done an Eldana survey or two to know where my Eldana problems lie, because if you ripen in January for the start of the season, you end up then having fields in a set order that you need to harvest and by a certain time. But suddenly if you find that you have bigger Eldana numbers than anticipated, you also need to chase those fields. So I'm waiting to start my harvesting with looking at the Eldana survey numbers that I'm doing myself, and then I'm going to get ripening going. There is a ripening subsidy that is available through Elovo, through the mill, and because that's there, growers should make use of it for the benefit of both the grower and the miller. An increase in your RV percent is beneficial to all parties, so ripening really needs to be looked at. And I think that the growing conditions now make ripening, as I said earlier, an absolute no-brainer. But Cane Growers is a very professional organization, and without Cane Growers, our submissions to government, our local submissions, all of those things, we wouldn't have that. So I'm very proud of Cane Growers.
In our mill area, we have about 100 commercial growers and about 4,000 small-scale growers. Our milling season typically spans from March until November, with an 18 to 24 month crop production cycle. In 2025, we managed to crush just over 1.1 million tons at the Eston mill, with an average yield in the area at 72 tons per hectare and an RV percentage of 10.7 throughout the season. Just a bit of an overview of how the last season went. Overall, the 2025 year was a very tough year for farmers in our area. When compared to the previous season, we had a significant drop in tonnages and RV percentages. The drop in yield and cane quality stems from a dry period in 2024 from about March to August, which did impact the growth of the cane, which was cut in 2025. As the season progressed throughout the year and throughout the season, we did have a good summer with decent rains in the first few months of the year. And then when it got to the middle of the year, and in about June, we had strong winds in some districts, which caused some of the cane to lodge. And when cane lodges, this does become a burden to farmers because the cane sort of starts to intertwine and makes it hard to harvest. And obviously you get some younger immature cane which sprouts up in between too, which can sort of impact your quality once you've delivered to the mill. So all in all, it's definitely been a tough year. And yeah, obviously in response to this, as cane growers, we wanted to be there to help farmers with a lot of these challenges. So a big part of the year last year was economic services. We were able to provide, services to those in need, sort of a bit of guidance on preparing cash flows for the banks. We did some opportunity cost calculations for cane expansions, perhaps where timber was felled. We also did benchmarking for growers and for contractors alike. We helped with some lease agreements, and then also some root valuations for balance sheet exercises, or even just to have an outside perspective, for a farmer, and just to be a bit of a soundboard. Central to this support we are able to give to farmers is obviously our labour productivity and our cost surveys as well. The information we collect from growers each year, we're able to aggregate and then use this when we are doing our budgeting and our cost benchmarking exercises. We also hosted some grower days just to help growers with some topical issues. We also collaborated with SASRI on a few days just on topics where the need may arise. So it might be seed cane, an industry overview, just some highlights from my perspective, and also a bit of an outlook for the season ahead. So I think a big highlight for me is working with our grower leadership in the area. We have a very strong and collaborative grower leadership team, and it has definitely been a pleasure to be a part of the Mill Group board, the Illovo Planters Group, and the local growers councils. Our farmers certainly are very passionate about what they do and are very focused on the success of our mill area. We've also helped some farmers with accessing blended finance schemes. We helped with compiling business plans. So it's also been very rewarding to see some businesses there potentially getting an opportunity to expand significantly overnight and obviously have a positive impact in the years to come. The coming milling season is starting in March and ending in November. The preliminary estimate is around 82 tons per hectare, so we are expecting a better season ahead compared to roughly 72 tons last year. From a milling perspective, we've had positive feedback from our mill for the milling season ahead, with a good amount of off-crop maintenance that was done at the mill. So this is definitely a positive thing to smooth operations for the season going ahead. Then moving on to the small-scale growers in our area. SA cane growers, we obviously are very involved with the local grower communities, especially during difficult seasons such as last year. One major challenge in the last season was widespread flowering in the small-scale farms, particularly the dominant N12 and N69 varieties. This disrupted harvesting schedules and forced premature cutting, which obviously puts grower income and cane quality at risk. So we work together with local stakeholders and contractors to support growers during this period. We help by coordinating efforts to ensure all the flowering fields were cut before the sucrose levels declined. And this close collaboration with the community and all the stakeholders definitely did help minimize losses for the growers and also ensured that our growers remain supported throughout these challenging periods. In terms of trainings, so SA cane growers, we do play an active role in supporting the local grower community by coordinating and also delivering training that directly responds to specific grower needs that maybe the growers have identified or the grower leadership have identified. We work closely with all of the growers to identify the skills gaps, and then through partnerships such as with the Shukela Training Center, we're able to run courses such as cane yield estimation, fertilizer application, cane husbandry, variety identification, and other types of training. Our involvement extends beyond technical training. We also collaborate with SASRI and the mill to run additional programs sort of on an ad hoc basis on budgeting, record keeping, soil nutrition, and ratoon management. These sessions typically help growers to engage directly with industry stakeholders and strengthening relationships within the grower community, and we've seen positive strides after these trainings as well, and growers responding well to this. Through these interactions, we also continued the Soil Potential Project with SAS Farms. SAS Farms helped to fund some soil samples for the small-scale growers, and the SASRI advisors also helped us with informing and interpreting growers on the recommendations that were made following the soil samples. In response to a shortage of soil sampling equipment, SAS Farms also helped us with the procurement of additional soil augers, so this will definitely make a difference in the lives of growers who currently have to wait long for access to a soil auger to get their samples done in time. And so also going forward, we'll have access to help growers get access to improved cane varieties. We worked with growers to establish a 0.5 hectare as a seed cane plot in Mpandweni. This will help reduce transport costs for nearby growers who usually have to fetch their seed cane elsewhere, and obviously that was over longer distances. We also continued managing the seed cane donation program in our area, where commercial growers donated a seed cane, about 100 tons this year, to the small scale growers and help distribute. So this was really a good project and definitely made a difference in the lives of our growers. We also supported local economic diversification by assisting the Ngede ladies from the Vukani cooperative to sell Shesha energy drinks. And this definitely helped them develop some practical sales skills and also entrepreneurial skills. So part of this ongoing project, we obviously are providing training sessions and increasing collaboration between the members. Finally, we supported growers with compiling business plans to submit with the applications for blended finance schemes, and this will hopefully help improve their long-term farming viability and to grow their enterprises from strength to strength. In terms of funding, we do play an important role in ensuring that growers benefit from the available industry funding and are in a position to put in applications. Through our involvement with other stakeholders in Eston, the area received money from the SASA Transformation Intervention Initiative that was specifically allocated to small-scale growers and land reform growers. We worked clearly with the growers to ensure that this funding was used effectively and it actually enabled the purchase of tractors, implements, and also the establishment of 14.5 hectares of certified seed cane. So I think going forward this will make a big difference to the growers, as some growers didn't have access to mechanization. This investment has improved access to affordable mechanization, as mentioned, and also quality planting material, obviously moving towards our seed cane certifications in 2028 as an industry.